Namaste everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday Anchor to Light meditation. So this morning we'll just have a short, very short talk on stillness. And that's the thing that a lot of people ask me is, so busy with life, how do I experience stillness? And I've shared this with you many times. According to my teacher, Grandmaster chocoly, stillness is it's not the main objective. Stillness is just the foundations, the platform, the springboard, if you will, to higher frequencies, higher consciousness, and so on, right? But some of you go, yeah, I can't even get there. Well, in order to know that, in order to get to stillness, several things have to be present. There's several components. First, there has to be calmness. With calmness, then you can experience some level of stillness. Make sense? In order to have calmness, you have to understand what makes you not calm. And that's basically disturbances from the body, disturbances from our feelings and emotions, and disturbances from our thoughts, or what commonly most people call the mind. However, the thing to remember is something like this. The harder you push, the harder it pushes back. All right? And most of you know that. And one of the exercises in aikido, aikido is like a certain martial arts where the key is when somebody's attacking you, you don't attack back. You let them use up the energy and you redirect the energy. It's very similar to Tai Chi, where there's yin and yang. When somebody's very yang, you don't become yang. Like you heard the people say, fight fire with fire. It makes a bigger fire, right? You fight fire with water. So in other words, as the energy increases towards you, so in Tai Chi, the principle is when there's yang energy coming towards you, you let the yang energy exhaust itself, so you go super yin, and then you go yang. So if you look at the yin and yang symbol, there's the dark within and there's the light side. Within the dark is the light, within the light is the dark. And you may notice the dark side is wide, and becomes very tiny. But simultaneously, as the dark side is big, the light side is getting less. It's less. As the dark side becomes less, the light side is getting more. So essentially, it's the same thing. When you're too yang, at some point you exhaust your energy. If you're too yin, also not good because you don't get to have the energy to become yang. So it's a balance. And in meditation and spiritual practice, it's also very prevalent. So when the person is trying to go, I don't want to be angry, I don't want to be upset, I don't want to be this. And the harder you push, the harder the body pushes back. The harder you push your emotions, the harder it pushes back. Make sense? The harder you try to push your thoughts, I don't want to think of this, what happens? The more you think of it. So the key there is to just, again, you're going to hear this 1,000 times, and you're going to hear it many more 1,000 times more, is to be able to observe. Be able to observe, because as you observe, you can tell if this energy is very yang, like, or very yin. Make sense? So, for example, let's say, you want that, bottle of whiskey. Just make something up, okay? That's basically your body craving it, your emotions, and somehow your thoughts are also part of it. And when you push it, you go, no, this bad to me. If you do that, what happens? It's a struggle because you're pushing, right? So what you do is you observe. You step back. Okay, very interesting. I noticed that the body really wants to reach out and grab that drink. I also noticed the emotions are just want to feel whatever that feels like to be drunk or to have that sensation. And the mind or the mental faculty is like, yeah, it's rationalizing. Because of this, it helps me really stress. So as you observe it, you go, that's not right. Okay, so this time I'm going to exercise my position as the soul, as the spiritual self, and say, okay, body, I know you want it, but not this time. Just relax. The emotions, I know you want to feel this, you want to feel that, you want to feel like, you feel it, whatever it is that you feel when you're drunk, not this time. You're not going, no way, I'm going to crush you. You just say, very interesting. Okay. And then your thoughts, you go, you're going to feel less stress. That's why you drink. Okay, let's think of a better way of, maybe there are other options of not being stressed. Maybe we can do this, we can do that, we can do this. In other words, as you give it more options, what does the mind do? The mind goes, oh yeah. At some point, it loses focus on the drink. So what you're doing essentially is just staying in control as the soul, the spiritual self. And you notice just the act of observing, what happens? Calms you down. Make sense? Try to observe, literally, when two people are arguing and fighting, and you're just the third person observing. What do you notice? As long as you're not emotionally involved with either party, you just go, very interesting. Based on what I see here, this person's going crazy. This person is not seeing it clearly, so they're basically fighting about fire with fire. So this thing is escalating. They should have done this, and that, right? Easy, because you're observing. You also notice sometimes when things are doing well, you go, hey, this person is pissed off. This person did not get angry. She overcome his anger with kind words, with calm words. And since this person is not getting any more fuel, he shut up. You realize that? A lot of times when somebody's angry, and you go, oh yeah, well guess what? You just poured kerosene. Well, you got bigger. Hello, you add stupid fuel. What would it be like if we just step back and observe? Okay, this person going nuts, emotionally going crazy. Very interesting. Okay, let me think about this. Let me observe this. This person's emotionally upset. What could be the possibility he or she is upset? Maybe blah, 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 whatever. So you go, oh, okay. You will notice just the act of observing right there and then calms you down. And then you go, okay, if I say this, he'll say that. If I say this, he'll say that. If I show this expression, in other words, you're calculating this like a chessboard. Okay? Okay. So since this person is really emotionally upset, for me to communicate with them logic, it's like talking a different language. So why don't we just kind of pour some water into this, cool it down, and say, whatever, Mr. Jones or Mary or whatever her name is, I understand how you feel. And I've been in that situation too. So, maybe there's a way for us to settle this. What do you think? And they go, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You go, yeah. Well, what else? What do you think? How do you feel about it? Basically what you're doing, you're letting them exhaust their energy without adding kerosene. You just kind of it's like fire to like a burnout. That's what you're trying to do. Okay. Of course, you have to look. You can't look like you're calculating everything. You say, "Oh, very interesting. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know." And people, yeah, do you believe this? These people go, "Oh, yeah, and I know what you mean. I could see that." You're not saying you agree. You just say, "Oh, yes." It's just like Japanese. Hi, hi. Yes, I hear you. You don't know what the hell you're talking about, but yes, hi, I hear you. And what do? At some point, that person's like. And you go, okay, let's talk about this. Are you feeling okay? Get the idea? Because most of us, what happens? You're fighting, not really fighting, but when a person's angry and upset, you go, oh yeah. And you think, no, but. Have you ever tried reasoning with a person's emotionally upset? It's like talking to a wall. Like I always say, your mind's already made up. I don't want to change it with facts. Get the idea? That's why when somebody's so strong about their belief in whatever, anything from the virus, to vaccine, to this and that, it's a complete waste of time talking to these people because their mind's made up. Either they belong on this side or this side. You go, oh yeah. You go, I sit there going, anyway, your mind's made up. What's the point of this conversation? Oh, let's talk about how's your daughter? How's your son? They go, oh yeah, they're feeling good. They're doing great in school. They feel, oh, let's talk about that. You get the idea? Because if they're so charged up with something, this fire, you're going to go, oh yeah, but you're right, I'm wrong, you're right. At least in my opinion, it's a complete waste of time. I could be doing something else. I could be sitting down meditating. I could be going out making more money. I can go by doing other stuff. Instead of sitting and wasting my time with this person whose mind is already made up and the emotions are flaring, I go, I got better things to do with my life. Get the idea? So oftentimes, the reason we don't have calmness is we lose the ability to observe. If you're able to observe, step back and go, okay, this person's pretty much, their mind's made up that, I don't know, I'll make something up. Let's say that all aliens are already in your DNA and blah, 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 and whatever. What's the point? The mind's made up. You go, oh, I see. That's an interesting point. I learned that from my teacher. Because I remember many years ago when he was teaching class, and some student would come up with some weird cockamania stuff like, Master, why do you think if I meditate this way and I chant this, and some really weird wacko type of thing they've read on the internet? My teacher said, no, that's wrong. He never does that. He just go, very interesting. Tell me more. And the person go, blah, 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 blah. Thank you. The person sits down. Next. What did he do? Number one, he didn't add fuel. Number two, he let the person exhaust the energy until the person's head is saying, shut up, and sat down. Okay, let's continue with class. How do you do that? Step back, observe. You know, you heard the saying, was that? Hindsight is 20/20. Like hindsight, like looking back, oh, I should have done this, I should have done, you should have been like this. You know what happened? Because at that time, you lost your ability to observe. Now, if you're already in the future, looking at what happened in the past, or you're in the present looking at what happened in the past, what are you doing? You're literally observing it like a scene in a movie. Isn't it? I know what you guys are saying, but you're not being spontaneous. I agree. There are times to be spontaneous, and there are times where you calculate, you compute. In order to calculate and compute, you have to have all the details. You have to have the components. I know some of you are saying, yeah, but I'm not that kind of person. I go with the flow. As we always say, dead fish flows downstream. Right? Activity requires a certain level of will. So in this sense, the use of will is the ability to stop yourself from just flowing with the situation, being pissed off like they are, and creating a bigger mess for us to regret later. I think most of you could agree, right? So one of the ways, and we'll do the meditation, one of the ways that you can tell that you're progressing in your spiritual practice, I know this is a benchmark, and some of you go, yeah, I think I flunked it. Look, the fact that you're still listening, you haven't left yet, and this reminder is helping you, that means there's progress, okay? One of the things you can use as a benchmark is, whenever there's a situation, good or bad, what do? What is my SOP, standard operating procedure? What do? Do I just go, ah? Or do I go, oh my God? Or you go, let's step back, let's observe what's going on first. All right, let's see, what's the situation here? She's upset, he's upset, this person's caught in the middle. What's the smart thing to do here? If I do this, this will happen, this is... What do you think I do in class? When I'm teaching class and somebody comes up, oh, they ask this question, and I know, okay, if I just simply answer it, blurt it out, what will happen is they'll ask the next question. It'll trigger this person, it'll trigger this person, it'll trigger this person. Before you know it, what happens? They all get emotionally charged up over something that's stupid. So I just say, very interesting. Okay, anyway, it's not part of this topic. I'll cover it on this part. What do? Take the wind out of their sails. Don't add more energy, but you're not ignoring them. You just say, oh yeah, very interesting. You know, right now we're talking about the soul. You're talking about the butt chakra. So we'll talk about the butt chakra later. It's important. Your butt chakra, your basic chakra, money, that's important. But now let's talk about this part. Okay, we'll cover that later. It's called diversionary technique. But some people, I've seen people, oh yeah, you know, and they just want to make sure they get their opinions out. They're very significant. And before you know it, later on, they go, you know, I should not have engaged that person. Because they're just looking out for a fight, or they just need that attention, they need that significance, and I give it to them. That's dumb. All of us have been there, right? You know why? We lost the ability to observe. As you're able to observe, the act of trying to observe already causes you to be calm. And as you're calm, many of you go into the zone. You know, in sports, they say that, I'm in the zone. When you're in the zone, that's a time of stillness. When there's stillness, your frequency goes up like that. And you get to observe it from a higher and higher perspective. That's all. Now here's the best news of all. when you follow us, when you go with us with these meditations 6 times a week, or how many times a week that we do our meditation, as you keep following and you keep practicing and practicing, what you didn't realize is not only are you learning something, at least I hope so, every time you engage in meditation, and even if there's like, if there's like 3-4 minutes of silence, and you only did like, I can only do like 30 seconds, and my emotions go all over the place, that's good enough. You should say, okay, that's still 30 seconds more than I had before like 2 seconds. Right? And you keep doing, you go, yeah, it's been a minute. Wow, I did almost a minute of it. And as you progress, guess what? Some of you go like this, like, when I tell you, oh yeah, that was 5 minutes of silence, you go, really? Seriously? I didn't even notice the time. I didn't notice the time was moving. Exactly the point. Because once you get a taste of that stillness, it's like muscle memory. Your aura, your chakras, your energy body starts to go, I like that. And what happens? As you keep doing this over and over and over again, you will start noticing that in your everyday life, the weirdest thing happens. Things could be exploding, and somehow, okay, I think some of you can relate to this. Things are exploding, people are screaming, yelling, and you're going, that is weird. Normally I'd be screaming, yelling like everybody else, but how come I feel so calm? This is weird. This is not me. No, that is the real you. That's the point. Tattoo that to your brain. When you're having those moments like things are going crazy and you're not doing what you used to do, hey, you're being really you. The ability to go, wow, before I would have yelled, screamed, and slapped this person. Now I'm actually observing and saying, this poor sap, he's probably having a difficult day. Okay, let me, what kind of teaching should I use? I mean, this is happening in your head, right? And you're going, wow, how did I even do that? Before I would just jump in and hit the guy or scream and yell and whatever, insult them back. Now I'm actually observing. And you start noticing these instances become more and more prevalent in your life. I hope I just learned that word. It sounds like a big word, prevalent or whatever. Like it's happening more. And you start noticing, hey, compared to a year ago, I noticed that I have more inner peace. The circumstances haven't changed much, but somehow, even though things are not going the way I want them to, whatever. It is what it is. Let's deal with it. And you keep moving forward. Make sense? And so then it starts compounding. You start noticing you're calmer, you don't react, and then you also notice, because of that, listen, when you're practicing meditation, it takes less time to shut up the body, the emotions, and thoughts because you've already been practicing your everyday life. So by the time you go into meditation, you go, hey, that's weird. I'm getting into stillness faster. And I'm staying there longer. And as I'm staying there longer, I also notice in my everyday life, I do become more calm and still in the midst of the waves of stuff going up and down all over the place. It's like one helps the other. Ta-da! That's it. As they say, it's not rocket science. You just have to pick something that's simple that works and just keep repeating it. That's it. You don't need a PhD in spirituality. You just need some level of spiritual common sense. You don't have to know the secrets of the universe. Sometimes I teach class, we go, well, if the soul is not yet perfect, well, God is perfect. Well, why do we have this and that? I go, I don't have a slightest clue. But this I know. I might not know the secrets of the universe, but at least my teacher taught me, if you do this, you'll have inner peace and calmness. It will cause this. That's all I care about. I don't need to know how many electrons are going through that wire to be able to go to that light. What is the mechanism behind making that light go to the filament and produce light? Although as an engineer, I do. But let's say I don't need to. I just need to know one thing. What the stupid switch is. Click! Get the idea? So you just say, simple things. Simple things that create big results. Isn't that what you call efficiency? And all of that won't happen. you're going to hear me say this again. If you don't know who's moving the body, who's creating the feelings, who's creating the thoughts. Because if you can't get to that fundamental, the rest is just noise. So that said, let's ask for a blessing and then we'll meditate. To the Divine Supreme God, Divine Father, Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my teacher, Master Chokok Sui Mahagu Jumeiling, we thank you for divine light, love, guidance, help, healing, and protection in full faith. And so it is. By the way, I know a lot of you are new. I know a lot of you joining that are new. And one of the questions people ask is, hey, how come you do invocation type of deal? I'm not the prayer type. So, don't do it. Now, if you want to know why we do it, it's because we're not arrogant enough that we think we know everything and we're in control of the universe. We ask for help. Make sense? That's that. Don't make it more complicated. Whoa, but my religion says, who cares? If you hear me talk about religion, no. Because religion is your right, your opinion. That's great and wonderful. Go for it, buddy. Here, we're interested more in spirituality. Spirituality is whatever your religion is, whatever the color of your skin, your sex, your gender, your belief system. We could care less. Because all those are wrappings. They're basically packages. And what's inside is the spiritual self. That's the dude we're interested in. Everything else is packaging. We don't care about packaging. It's just like a gift. You could have a nice packaging, nice flowers, nice ribbon and all that. In the end, what counts is what's inside. Okay? That's that. If you don't like to pray, don't. It's your life. Make sense? So let's do this. Tap your crown. I am that. I'm not the body. I'm not the emotion. I'm not the thoughts. I am the soul. I am that spiritual self, the mover of the body, the creator of the feelings, and creator of the thoughts. That's me. I am that. The soul. The spiritual self. Be still. I am connected in one to my higher soul. I am connected in one to the divine spark within me. I am a child of God. All of us are still children in the eyes of God. We're still learning and growing. I'm one with God in essence. I'm one with all. We're all connected. We are one. This is the truth, regardless of the capacity of my brain and nervous system to register this absolute truth. We are one. Be still. I am that. May all be blessed with peace, love, and kindness, because we are all one. So it is. Just listen. You're not the body. You are the spiritual self. You're not the urges of the body. You are the spiritual self. You're not the urges of the feelings. You are the spiritual self. You're not your mind, your emotions, your thoughts. You are the spiritual self. You are the soul. The spiritual self. You are a spiritual being of divine intelligence to regulate your mind. You are a spiritual being of divine love to regulate your feelings. You are a spiritual being of divine will and power to regulate the body. That is your true nature. Remember it and know it. Be still. You, the soul, are one with your higher soul, the Atma in you. You're one with the divine spirit in you, which is a part of God. You're one with God, you're one with all. There's only oneness. Any separation or division are just illusions to the spiritual self. We are one. Be still. Just be still. You are a being of light. A being of brilliant light, radiating light in every direction. You are that light. You're part of a greater light. Just be still. Any sound, any noise you hear will just gently help you to drift deeper and deeper into that inner light, the inner self, a being of brilliant light. Be still. Remember your true essence. Just light. Brilliant, brilliant light. Just light. Now be receptive. We'll raise your frequency even more so you can see that light even brighter. Higher frequency. Higher frequency. Let go. Every part of your consciousness is just light. Everything is light. Your consciousness permeates that light. Your consciousness is that light, indistinguishable from one to the other. You, that light, are uncontainable. It's radiating in every direction, further and further in every direction. It's radiating past your city, your state, your country. It's radiating outwards of the planet, the solar system, the galaxy, the universe. And you have a realization. The universe is an ocean of light. You, a being of light, is one with that universal ocean of light, spiritual light. Be still. let go. gently, very slowly. Just move your fingers and toes. Very gently and slowly slide back into your physical body. Take your time. Come back to your body. Raise your hands in blessing. This is to release excess energy and also bring you back in your body, okay? So I'll just do this a little quickly. So be aware of your hands and your feet at the same time. So be aware of your hands and feet. Imagine golden lights coming out of your hands and feet, blessing your family and your loved ones and the earth at the same time. May all be blessed with good health, with happiness, with prosperity, and with spirituality. So be it. May all be blessed without exception. So be it. So be it, and so it is. May all be blessed. Now this time, put your attention a little more on your feet and the base of your spine. Project golden light deeper down into the earth. Let our beloved Mother Earth be blessed with divine light, divine love, and divine power. Let our beloved Mother Earth be healed, regenerated, and revitalized. Blessings be to all. May all be blessed with peace, love, and kindness. So be it, and so it is. Let's give thanks to the divine universal God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to all the spiritual elders, holy masters, to all the saints of all traditions, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers. Personally, to my beloved teacher, Grandmaster Chocoly, Mahaguju Mailing, we thank you for divine light, divine love. Thank you for your compassionate, purifying light and soothing, healing energy. We thank you for all the blessings in all areas of our lives. In full faith, so be it. All right, open your eyes. So I hope you got a better knowing of what stillness is. And I know some of you are not meditating because you're typing. Yeah, I can't hear you. I'm not talking to your ears. That's why. Yeah, I see your lips moving. Your eyes are supposed to be closed, you nosy little brat. Just kidding. After all, we said we're children of God, right? The reason you don't hear anything because you're not supposed to. That frequency is heard by your soul. So even though you go, then you just lost your meditation. As my teacher always says, follow simple instruction. If you're supposed to hear it, you will hear it, unless there's a technical issue. Okay? It's okay. No harm done. The good thing is, you can go back to this video, watch it again, experience it again, and this time, don't be nosy. Just do the meditation. Maybe you'll get somewhere. Okay? But it's alright. I know it. I know what you're going through, because I remember many years ago, since I'm not that sensitive compared to most of my colleagues, everybody could feel, see, experience this. In my case, my engineering mind's like, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, what is he saying? Huh? What? Am I supposed to sit this way? Do it? And before you know it, what happens? The body, the emotions, and the critical mind, and the analytical mind took over. No meditation. So over the period of years, I had to learn, okay, it's time to meditate, not the time to be nosy. Okay, that's when things start happening. Okay, so I know what you guys are going through, some of you, but that's a little tip for you. All right, we will see you in 7 hours and 14 minutes for Anchor the Light, at least in California or East Coast here, evening edition. Okay, the second portion. We'll see you later. Go ahead and leave us your comments. We'd love to hear from you. If it's too much for you, if the stillness is too much, you're about to explode, then, tell me, and then I'll crank it up more. This only way is forward. There's no such thing as backward. So you have to adapt. Okay? Namaste. Y'all take care, and we will see you later tonight. Bye-bye.